The Indian administrative, police, and foreign services represent the absolute peak of the country's executive hierarchy. To get there, you have to clear the Union Public Service Commission examination, a brutal, multi-year marathon that breaks most who attempt it. The entry requirements seem deceptively simple. You need a bachelor's degree, you must be at least 21 years old, and you have a strictly capped number of attempts depending on your category. Here is the reality. Hundreds of thousands of aspirants sacrifice 2 to 4 years of their prime adult lives preparing for this test, and 99% of them will fail. That massive failure rate rarely comes down to a lack of effort or an inability to memorize facts. It happens because candidates fail to allocate their time and mental bandwidth strategically across an impossibly large syllabus. This flowchart outlines the UPSC life cycle. You can see the initial massive application pool filtering down through 3 specific stages: the preliminary screening, the mains merit exam, and the personality interview. The sheer volume of the material tested across these 3 tiers forces a constant, painful trade-off. You simply do not have the hours in a day to achieve deep comprehension of every topic, which often pushes candidates into panicked, surface-level reading. Surviving this flowchart means you have to identify the high-yield multipliers that actually boost your rank, while actively dodging the traps designed to eliminate you. Every single topic in the syllabus must be evaluated through an effort-to-impact lens before you spend a week studying it. If you treat this exam like a monolithic textbook to be read cover to cover, you will run out of time. You have to approach it as a masterclass in strategic prioritization. The preliminary stage is where the vast majority of the applicant pool is purged. Hundreds of thousands of candidates compete here just to earn the right to sit for the actual merit competition. This quadrant chart maps effort against final rank impact. General Studies Paper 1 lands in high effort, but its marks do not count towards your final ranking. Perfecting prelims might get you past the gate, but leaves you lacking the analytical depth for career-deciding stages. Then there is the Civil Services Aptitude Test, or CSAT, the second paper of the prelims and a massive hidden gatekeeper. Candidates routinely fall into the trap of neglecting basic math, reading comprehension, and logical reasoning to spend all their time memorizing general studies facts. The math here is unforgiving. If you score below 33%, or 66 marks on the CSAT, you are instantly eliminated. It does not matter if you achieved a perfect score on GS Paper 1. The prelims stage is purely an exercise in survival and avoiding elimination. It is not where you build your final rank. The mains examination is the actual battlefield. This is where the bulk of your merit ranking points are secured. Succeeding here demands a complete pivot from passive reading to active, daily answer writing across 4 general studies papers, worth a total of 1,000 marks. Each paper enforces a strict 3-hour time limit. If you have not built up the physical stamina to write analytical essays continuously, you will leave questions blank and tank your score. Before those general studies papers are even considered, you have to clear 2 compulsory language papers, one in English and one in an Indian language. These are qualifying tests, requiring a minimum score of 25%. Treat them lightly, and the results are catastrophic. Absolute disqualification from the entire process. If you fail to hit that 25% threshold, the examiners will physically not evaluate your brilliant general studies or optional papers. The mains is a grueling endurance test of analytical communication under extreme time pressure. Knowing the facts is useless if you cannot articulate them. Bringing back our chart, we see where the real gains are made. The optional subject and ethics paper sit perfectly in the high-impact, high-return zone. Your optional subject alone is worth 500 marks, requiring mastery of a specific discipline at an honors degree level. The choice of subject carries a heavy trade-off. Pick a popular subject you have no personal interest in, and you risk severe burnout. Pick an obscure niche, and you will struggle to find quality study materials and mentors. Right alongside your optional is General Studies Paper 4, Ethics, Integrity, and Aptitude. Ethics offers massive scoring potential, and it does so with a significantly smaller volume of syllabus material compared to sprawling subjects like history or geography. But it has a unique challenge. It relies heavily on complex case studies to test your moral reasoning under pressure. Rote textbook answers are heavily penalized here. Mastering your optional subject and the ESICS paper provides the absolute highest return on your invested study time when calculating your final merit rank. The final stage is the personality test, commonly known as the interview, carrying up to 275 marks. The board bases their questions on your detailed application form. This document acts as the definitive roadmap to dissect your background, education, and hobbies. Attempting to fake a persona or bluff your way through an answer in front of 5 highly experienced, unbiased observers is a fatal error. They are not testing your general knowledge trivia. You already proved you knew the facts in the prelims. They are evaluating your balanced judgment, your social cohesion, and your moral integrity. The interview is a test of authentic personality projection. It is about demonstrating true, steady suitability for public service when seated in the hot seat. Let's look at this readiness matrix to summarize the journey. Prelims is about avoiding elimination. Mains tests your analytical endurance, and the interview demands authenticity. This exam is built for the disciplined, analytical thinker. It rewards those who are comfortable with delayed gratification and can endure the daily grind of deep, critical writing. If you are looking for a quick job placement, if you rely entirely on rote memorization, or if you refuse to practice your daily answer writing, you should seriously reconsider the civil services path. Do not begin your preparation by blindly buying a massive stack of history textbooks and reading page 1. Your true first step is to read the official syllabus, dissect the previous year's questions, and strategically select an optional subject you can actually endure studying for the next 2 years. Dominating the UPSC is entirely about mastering your own time and resource allocation. The strategy has to be locked in long before you ever open a book.